Thank you very much to everybody who's who all the work to set this up. Obviously, there was a lot of time and effort. I can try and name all the names. I might miss a couple. I know Sharon was a big part of it. Anne Louise obviously played a big role. Kenny, Bob. Who am I missing?
Wayne.
Yeah, Wayne, Colin, and I think I'm missing one little lady. They'll come to me. Anyways, you know who you are. Thank you, Rose. I think was the other one. Yeah. Thanks, Ellie. About 6:45, we were at home, and my mom and Gerard were starting to get worried because I didn't have anything prepared for the night. So I went and wrote a couple of notes on a piece of paper, but I thought I'd wing it. I figured with Bob here, Bob would be doing most of the speaking. He's a pro at this. I guess obviously I've got a lot of memories and a lot of great experiences from my career. And the 9-second goal you saw there and the hoist in the Stanley Cup were certainly two of the memories that I'll always cherish. But still, one of the things that probably gives me as big a thrill as anything is to listen to Ron McLean say Mike McPhee from River Bourgeois. To hear that, really something special. And there were a couple of other my dad came up to Montreal for my first NHL goal. He was there and scored the first NHL goal against Edmonton. So obviously that was a big moment. I think I was thinking this afternoon. You know, a lot of times you think when you come from a small town like River Bourgeois, 1,500 people, I think it was the population back then. I'm not sure what it is right now. You think maybe you have the odds are against you. But we all know that you can, if you put your mind to it, you can do whatever you want. And I went away to university first in the States, a very good school academically, and I found that I was very well prepared from teachers I had, right through River Bourgeois and St. Peter's. Had excellent teachers. Went to a technical school, took physics and those courses, and didn't miss a beat. So I certainly didn't miss anything from growing up in a small town for that, and I had some. I didn't see Bucky Sampson here. Is he here tonight? No. I was going to mention Bucky as being one of my first coaches with the when I played high school hockey, and had a lot of great coaches. But I remember the coaches I had. Dave Crothers here tonight. His dad Eldon was a coach. My first coach, and probably coached me for about 5-7 years. And then Dave took over. So I was very fortunate to get some good coaching. I got some good coaching, and didn't feel like when I went to university at a higher level I was missing anything. I think the other thing about growing up in a small town is you get that foundation, the values system that you don't have maybe when you're growing up in a big city. You have to work for everything you get, and the sense of respect for other people. And so I think that was definitely something that I feel, anyways, that I got from growing up in River Bourgeois. There's when I think about, and obviously with this event here tonight, you start thinking back about your career and different events and different experiences, and it always comes back to the people you meet. And I was very fortunate to play with some great players, great hockey players, but also some great people. And I can remember my first game played. It was in Detroit. Jacques Lemaire came in, he put the lineup on the board, and I didn't know who I was going to play with because it was my first game. And it's my right winger is Guy Lafleur. And I'm going, holy shit, I'm scared as play with Guy. And I'll still remember Guy Lafleur coming up to me before the game and hitting me on the pads with his stick and saying, "Mike, you're here for a reason. You're as good as anybody else. Let's go out. Let's be the best line in the ice tonight." I'll never forget him coming up and saying that to me. Some of the other guys, I played with some Hall of Famers. I sat next to Larry Robinson for 5 years in the dressing room, and he's just a big farm boy. But like anybody, he got nervous before games, and his way of getting over his nerves was to joke around. And believe me, he didn't have very good jokes, but we all laughed to make him feel good, so got him ready for the game. But just a terrific guy, one of the best people I've ever met and played. Obviously had a chance to sit next to him in the dressing room, and sometimes I have to pinch myself when I look back at playing with some of these Hall of Famers. Bob Gainey's another guy, probably the best leader I've ever seen in the dressing room and on the ice. And he very rarely spoke, but when he did speak, the whole dressing room went quiet, and that was a sign of a leader. People listened to what he was saying. Obviously, the most important thing, and probably the place where I feel most lucky, besides growing up in a town like River Bourgeois, is the family and the support that I had. It was a community and friends, but also family. And today I had a couple of surprises. My wife tricked me, and everybody else tricked me, I guess. We went to the airport. She said I was going to the airport to pick up Rena's sister Anna, and so we're waiting at the airport, and the back door opens, and Alison, my daughter, jumps in the back seat. She took 3 days off work to come down here, so I really appreciate that. I do have a son as well that was moving today, so he couldn't. He wanted to be here, but he couldn't make it down. All of my brothers and sisters are here, except for Donnie, who obviously people have jobs, and it is a Wednesday. He couldn't make it, but we're sitting at the kitchen table eating dinner before coming over, and the door opens, and in comes Veronica and Fraser, and I didn't know they were coming, so really appreciate them coming down at the last minute to come and see this and be a part of this. And then I'd expect it from Fraser because he's so sentimental. But it's great to see my aunts and uncles here, and of course Jane Ann's parents, Jack and Rena's sister Anna. It's nice to have you guys here. It probably didn't start out real good with Jack. A lot of you guys probably know Jack. He was pretty strict, I guess, as a parent. And when I started dating Jane Ann, he'd just show up at midnight if she wasn't home. Wherever it was, we'd have at that time we'd have pool parties sometimes at Don Stone's, and midnight would be knocking at the door and be Jack. But I guess that's the sign of a good parent, and he worried about his daughter. I think after a few years he let go. He figured I was able to be trusted. I was just checking in on him. So thank you for all of you for coming here. Lastly, but certainly not least, you need, when you grow up, and you need to have, you need support, but you also need a support. You need people that are going to support you in good times and bad times. And I was probably the most fortunate guy in the world to have my parents, Monica and Stan. Stan and Monica had six kids, and Stan took a lot of time to drive me to Port Hawkesbury, and I really appreciate that. And of course, he probably had the easy part. Mom had to stay home with 5 kids and take care of them. So, I think they know, and they know how much I appreciate everything they've done to. But the thing about them is that they never pushed me to do anything. They never pushed them to play hockey, to go to university. It was always, what do you want to do? And after being a parent and watching my daughter in track and field, compete in track and field, and my son compete in hockey. I understand more now that he probably was doing it because he wanted to do it. He wanted to go to the games. In fact, when I got my license at 16, I was saying, no, Sam, just stay home. I'm fine. You don't have to come with me. And he was, oh, can I come? And then I think when hockey was over, it's the same as with my kids. When it's over, what am I going to do now? He's like, let's go to the track on Saturday, and Saturday afternoon I used to go to hockey games on Thursday and Saturday nights, and now I've got nothing to do. So I think I understand that where he was at that point in time. I think it was probably enjoyable for him. I forgot to mention my wife, Jane Ann, who supported me through my career with the Voyageurs, with the Montreal Canadians for about 13 years. Took care of our kids, and obviously did a very good job. She's right up there with Mom and Dad, but it's not to mention it. Anyway, I probably spoke longer than I thought I was going to speak with no notes. So I just want to thank everybody. This is really is a special evening. I really sincerely mean that. Obviously, there was a lot of preparation that was done by not just the 6 or 7 people I mentioned, but by a lot of other people. And having that sign is something really special to see that. We went biking a few weeks ago, and we started from Port Hood and went to Glenora Distillery. So we went through Port Hood and saw the home of Al McGuinness, and we went through Naboo and the home of the Rankins. So I didn't expect it, but it is really special to see, have your name on a sign coming into your hometown, of which I'm very proud of. Thank you very much for everything.
Great job.